I should be the one saying that and falling in despair after what happened. The last thing I want to do is lose faith in being able to find someone who'll appreciate the qualities that I do have. When she starts speaking about the things I did wrong and the part I had to play, I do start to get defensive, I won't lie, but that's because it's really hard to compare not being attentive enough and not having more deep and meaningful conversations with actual cheating. So the reason why I'm asking all of this is, do I owe it to her to have these final discussions about where things went wrong in our marriage so she can get some closure? Or do we just stop talking about the issue entirely and move on separately? I am trying to do everything by the holy book and habitual practice, and not take away any of her rights from her, regardless of how the marriage ended. I want both of us to be able to heal from this marriage ending. I've been advised that I have to prioritize myself in this, but I can't pretend I don't care about her well-being, and I want to increase both of our chances of being able to remarry in the future, if God wills, because a fresh start would be healthy for everyone involved. I've always tried to carry myself with respect and honor, even in the face of this most heinous betrayal, so any advice from people who have been divorced, or advice from married brothers/sisters on tips on how you would handle this situation, I would greatly appreciate it. Update 3. I found out 3 months ago that my wife cheated on me, emotional affair with my first cousin and best friend. They were speaking secretly for up to 12 months, but it was romantic for approximately 3 months, give or take. I cut my cousin out of my life immediately, and after 3 months of tossing and turning, trying to see if I can get past the betrayal, I asked my wife for a divorce a week ago today. My STBXW has been deeply remorseful since the affair, but I've just been unable to let it go, especially because she still exhibits some of the toxic traits that have put a strain on our marriage, such as a vicious temper and emotional manipulation. For example, a few days after I asked for a divorce, she sent me a photo of her eating alone at a cafe and said I better get used to eating alone. If this isn't emotional manipulation, someone please correct me. My STBXW is also in the process of being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, BPD. She's had a provisional diagnosis and it's pretty obvious to me, her, and her psychologist that she has it. My STBXW's remorse was the only thing that made me consider staying in the marriage, but even though she continues to say that she takes full responsibility, she says that there are things I did that led her to doing what she did. For example, we have different ideas of a nice Saturday. I'm more of a homebody and she loves the outdoors, so I would only be up for a long drive to the countryside or a faraway beach every now and again, but she would want to do something like that a few times a month, so she says me constantly rejecting her led to her affair. She also attributes some of the blame for putting her in the situation by inviting my cousin to the house to occasionally stay over because he lives over an hour away. My cousin and I would have sleepovers regularly before I got married, and I now realize that it should have stayed in the past, but I could never imagine that it would lead to the two of them cheating together. To clarify, we've been on plenty of road trips in the 7 years we've known each other, as well as 3 international trips, despite the pandemic and the fact that we're 25-26. So it's hardly like we've had some boring dormant marriage. For context, my STBXW is very loving overall, especially in her good times. She takes care of the home very well, she always took care of me when I was ill, and we always got along for the most part, to the point where we could be good friends if we weren't married, although we don't have a lot in common. It's hard to explain. So my question is my STBXW's remorse and responsibility taking genuine, if it comes with the caveats of me also taking some of the responsibility for the part I played? Also, is it fair enough that even though she's remorseful that I can't get past it because it was such a huge betrayal, a double betrayal actually? Plus, is it normal that my attraction levels to her have dipped immensely? I've never been a person that's prioritized looks, so when I married her, it was more for her personality and how well we got along more than anything, and the physical attraction grew over time. So is it normal that now that she's not exactly the person I thought she was when I married her, that I'm less attracted to her in general? I'm also confused because I don't resent her as a person. I still want good for her in her life. She's a good person overall, but I can't get past what she did, and I can't trust my own judgment or her intentions if I were to get back with her. Her BPD also complicates things because she could be the sweetest girl 1 minute and then be yelling and swearing at me the next. She knows that I don't like swearing. We're both religious and I don't swear at all. Yet, she's continued to swear when yelling at me in our 3 years of marriage. She's also said cruel things such as that she doesn't fully respect me as her husband, because I don't do X, Y and Z that she finds respectable in a man, yet she overlooks all the things that I've done for her over the years, including never really losing my cool and putting up with years of abuse, mood swings, and being there for her as much as I could because people with BPD are more emotionally needy than others, in some ways through no fault of their own. She's taken back a lot of the comments post-separation, but I feel like maybe she's just saying the right things because she wants me back. Overall, I'm tired. I'm tired of being the nice guy, tired of being stepped all over, tired of having to worry about if being divorced will destroy both of our reputations, tired of keeping my cousin's role in this a secret from everyone except my therapist and counselor. It would destroy my family, and I'm tired of wondering if I'm doing the right thing by walking away, or if I'm leaving a good thing too soon, even though when I think rationally, it doesn't feel like it. Sorry for the rant, this is all still pretty fresh I guess. The months haven't really dulled the pain, I still think about it every single day. When does that stop? Update 4. I've recently started realizing that she's very emotionally manipulative. For example, a few days after I asked for a divorce, she sent me a photo while she was out and said I better get used to eating alone. I called her out on this and she denied that she was trying to manipulate me. Just now, we were sitting on the couch. I'm still in the process of moving out, and we had the following conversation, pretty much word for word. Wife, I wonder what it'll be like to be forever single. Me, here comes the emotional manipulation. Wife, I'm just saying stuff, not saying it to you. Me, just keep it in your head then, so you're not manipulating me. Wife, I don't care if you hear, or what you do with the information. You're actually the worst man I've ever met. Am I right to call this out as manipulation, or is she really just